Voice of Kamwenge reading Mama Runzi is where we are, and in case you are on, this is the Youth Talk Show. My name is Mr. Vibes Live. We have taken a visit to St. Thomas Aquinas College School in Kamwenge, and it happens to be one of the biggest schools in the region. When we talk about the region Kamwenge subscribes to, it is Rwenzori region, and well, it has been performing very well in the previous examinations for both UCE and UACE, and it is where we are right now. Now we are discussing basically on the automatic promotion that is happening in schools all over, following the announcement from the Education Minister, Janet Museveni, that schools were supposed to resume on January 10th. Now, according to Janet Museveni, they had resolved that there was supposed to be automatic promotion in schools at different levels, that a student that had joined senior 1 in 2020, by the time we had crossed for lockdown, would be promoted to senior 2, and some other respective classes would as well promote to some other classes, depending on where students were. Now, we are looking at the automatic promotion, the impact it would create on students in secondary schools. And, well, Janet Museveni and the Education Committee had advised that schools will be conducting remedial lessons to provide that time for, the schools to cover the sessions that we had not covered in that automatic promotion. Now, at St. Thomas Aquinas College, we are talking to students there, and the discussion is basically on automatic promotion. We can hear your names.
My name is Businje Catherine, a counselor of Form 3S at St. Thomas Aquinas College.
Businje Catherine.
Yes.
How is the school so far? It's 2 weeks now, and maybe you reported on the exact date. How is the situation at school?
The situation is very worse because there is pressure to students that did not revise during the COVID-19. So when they sent those things of revising materials, some students were not capable of getting either of them. Now, like those students who were using smartphones, who were capable of getting smartphones, those are the students that are running up with the school, and they see that everything is normal. So pressure comes to those students who never had anything to use, like smartphones.
Okay.
Accordingly, right now, pressure is in candidate classes, the senior 5s and senior 6s, because they didn't revise the senior 5 and the senior 6. It's when they are recording everything for senior 5 and for senior 6.
Okay.
So everything is very worse because there is pressure amongst candidates.
Okay.
Yes.
How was it the situation wherever you spent your lockdown from? Ukabano accessing reading materials, either is a government in English or American,
So when we broke up for this COVID-19, some teachers at STARK at St. Thomas Aquinas College, they used to send these questions on WhatsApp. Like when you find a student would be capable of affording a smartphone, that's when he or she would be lucky to access that revision. But for the case of other students, the students are not ever the same. Some students that come from deep areas. So you find like a smartphone is very hard. It's very hard for a student to afford a smartphone or to purchase a smartphone. So you find that he or she is there without any reading material. Like the government sent the reading materials. So some areas didn't get the reading materials, like the likes of the radios. So it was very hard and difficult for a student to purchase a smartphone or a radio. So the situation was very hard during the COVID-19 for those students who came from deep areas.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, do you feel by the end of this year you'll have at least covered that class you didn't study?
So now the challenge comes to those teachers who teach. So you find a teacher is very working hard to bring back the minds for students. You find a student is in class sitting, ever thinking about the village. So you find a teacher is struggling to bring back the life of school to that student. So I think teachers will put much effort. We have winters preps. When they put students on pressure, also the students will also have that that mind that there is reading. I think everything by the end of this term, everything will be have settled.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. It is Voice of Kamwenge. We are at St. Thomas Aquinas College and we are discussing with the students there. Your names?
My name is Mgume Darius, Form 6, Chairperson School Council.
Okay. How is the situation in Senior 6? Because it looks like from Senior 4, you've moved to Senior 6.
The situation is like some of us, we had not covered the topics of Senior 5. Then it becomes a challenge to us when you find that we want to cover the topics of Senior 6 and Senior 5 at the same time. This is creating pressure on us as students because covering topics of 2 years in 1 year and in the same year it's when you are going to do exams of UNEP. It is really very challenging and it is perturbing our minds.
Now, you've been at school for 2 weeks. How is the situation? How is the situation relating to the situation that you had maybe before lockdown came?
The situation here at St. Thomas, it's like teachers are trying hard, and even at the administration, because students were not used of the school life. They have been in village life. Some had gone for businesses, but now they are back at school. Now the situation like waking up for winters, for prep. Some students were during the lockdown were sleeping like at 8, like at 7, but now it is found that when they come back to school, they need to sleep like at 10, then they wake up at 4 morning. Then you will find that there is that challenge that students, they are not yet used of that condition of sleeping late and waking up early. So slowly by slowly, teachers are training us from that lockdown life, school life, such that students, they can involve themselves in the situation of the school.
Okay. You have a single year. Actually, you no longer have a year. You have months to sit for your USCE exams. You need this year to cover things of 2 years. How are you ready?
The way we are taking things, when we went for lockdown, some of us, we even forgot about books. Therefore, teachers are helping us, whereby they are reminding us by making revisions of the previous topics we had covered in Senior 5. And more teachers have been brought such that we can catch up with the situation of covering the syllabus.
Okay. It is Voice of Kamwenge. You said your name?
Mgume Darius, the Chairperson School Council.
Mgume Darius. Thank you very much. It is still Voice of Kamwenge. You're listening to the Youth Talk Show. My name is Mr. Vibes Live. You can call me the Radio King. Your names?
My name is Atkunda Treasure Emily.
Okay, thank you. How is the situation with you? Okarugomu senior kangahi haturiumu yakanga?
I was from Senior 1 and now I'm in Senior 2.
You were from P7 because anyway, you had started Senior 1. How is the situation in secondary? You had joined secondary level, but looks like you jumped the welcoming level, Senior 1, and you're in Senior 2. How do you find things?
Things are not at all good. Like us, those senior ones who had joined secondary, we had the new curriculum. So it has affected us so much. You find that in subjects we have been studying, we had not yet even finished like 2 topics.
Yes.
Now you find that the teacher is putting us on pressure. He or she wants to teach at a rapid speed, and you find the students are not able to get at that speed of the teacher. To lead to the failure of those students. Now for me, I see that as of the new curriculum, we are mostly affected.
Okay. We had gone to lockdown and some people were lucky to have study materials. Did you access anything related to school when you were in lockdown?
Yes. Now, like there in our village, we received some of the materials, study materials of the government. We used to revise. You'd go to your friend, pick your friend, come to your home and revise. But some of the students, those who didn't get those reading materials, they were not, like those from Mbonjera, they were not able to get those reading materials because they are in the deep village. So they will not be able to get those materials. So they will not be able to catch up with the students who have been learning from home.
Okay. Thank you very much. You said your treasure, Emily.
Yes.
Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm Pumila Alan, class counselor senior 3T, St.
Okay.
Thomas, Aquinas College.
Now you're in senior 3T.
Yes.
From senior 1. Eh?
Yes.
You didn't cover, okay, you covered some little things in the first term of your senior 2, but at least you didn't even go to around 30% of what you were supposed to cover. Yeah. How is the situation in senior 3?
Okay, the situation is a bit, of course, specializing. I think by the beginning of the term, there was a little pressure just because we had just come from the village. Yes. And the students were still welcoming the students. But now, so far, we have started covering some topics, starting new topics, and depending on the teachers' promises, they promise us that by the end of this term, we shall have covered some of the syllabuses to some subjects. Okay. So our teachers are putting much effort to make sure that they have brought us together. Okay. Yeah.
Teachers are putting in much efforts. Yes. Because some of those things, they know them. Okay. Now, they happen to be new to you. Do you think you'll cope up with that pressure when accessing new things?
Okay. Of course, we shall not cope up better, but these teachers, after they have given us these notes, we always go back to make some revision. For example, a teacher comes to the class, asks the class to tell him or her the topics that they never understood clearly. So that teacher helps them by repeating that explanation to the students, so that they can get that topic very better. Okay. Yeah.
St. Thomas is known as one of the best performing schools, and well, irrespective of what is happening, it can stay the same. Yes. What do you expect in these 2 years you're remaining with to sit for your UCE?
The hopes are high, very high, compared to the other past year. Of course, you saw last year we got 48 first grades, and it was COVID-19 there. So I see now I'm in senior 3. We have to cover senior 2 work, and I have hopes by the end of this senior 3 we shall have covered senior 2 and senior 3. Then even some senior 4 topics. Okay. So by senior 4, maybe like second term, we shall have covered all the topics, and the students will have serious revision, consultations. For St. Thomas, we always consult to the teachers. I think that by the time we sit for UNEB, we shall have been ready for UNEB. Okay. Yes.
It is Voice of Kamwenge, and we are on the Youth Talk Show. My name is still Mr. Vibes Live. Where is your home place and what's your name?
My home place is in Kamwenge. That is Wamwanja.
Wamwanja. Your names?
My name is Kamwenge Rita. I'm the assistant head girl of this school.
Where did you spend your lockdown days from?
Chenjojo.
We are looking at accessing study materials from either government or your school. How was lockdown in your life?
In my life, it was somehow challenging, tempting, and also it was, on the other part, it was enjoyable, whereby we got involved in many activities, like before COVID crisis intervened with our studies, there were some activities which we had little information about it, but now we know, like cooking, other things, sweeping. Now we can do all. Even we can do, yes. We have learned a lesson in this period that you can be self-dependent.
Okay. Now, by doing all that, did you get time to think that I am a student, I need to look in my books or do some research on what I am not covering now?
Yes, I did so. By the help of this school, I thank the head teacher, even the teachers, because I used to go on WhatsApp using my sisters, of course. For us others, we didn't have like smartphones. We would access them from anybody, the nearest relative or friend. I used to get notes from there, and sometimes I used to get in contact with my teachers, tell them where my weakness is, and they help in case. and also my friends in our village where we used to stay. There were classmates, even if not from the same school. We used to have classmates. We would at least save some money to buy newspapers, revise, but also there were challenges there. They would say that it is peer group influence. There, it was a challenge.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, you're doing all that. You're in senior 4. You didn't cover very well things you're supposed to cover in senior 3. Do you really think it will be okay with you when you're sitting for UCE and maybe you're missing something you are supposed to cover in senior 3?
It won't be okay, but the teachers they are really doing a great job.
So, do you think by the time you sit for UCE, you have at least covered everything you'd need to sit for your exams?
I think because teachers are helping us a lot.
Okay. Thank you very much, Voice of Kamwenge, reading Amaranji. You're the timekeeper. You're putting on a heavy watch.
No, I'm not. I'm a head boy.
Hey, you're the head boy.
Yeah, but you need to keep updated mostly with time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm putting on this watch of mine.
Okay, thank you very much. Your names?
My name is Navasadan, head boy, St. Thomas Aquinas College, Kamwenge.
Okay. How do you find school after around 19 months at home?
The school is somehow good, but we are coming at the time where we are facing some little challenges, mostly like in academic side. So this is where you see there are some things which need to be put in order. For example, there are some topics where you have to run, then go like a topic before. It will help you to understand a topic that will be following. So you see we skipped some classes. There are some topics which are very important, which we missed, and those topics, they can connect us with some of the topics that we are meeting now. So when you meet a topic, you find it has like a method of going on with it, but because there is something you missed behind, you find that you don't have an idea because the connecting part, you did not cover it. Okay. So that is some of the challenge that we are facing, but with the help of the teachers, I think that we shall catch up, because it's like we are attempting both sides, behind and in front. So when you find like a topic is having something you missed that can connect you to understand it, then it asks you and you go back a little bit, they give you some hint about that topic, then you continue with the topic that they have introduced. Okay. Yeah. I
see a lot of trouble from what you're telling me. You have a few months to sit for your UCE exams. Now, you feel already you have jumped some things. How are you ready to cope up with everything?
And you know everything is always having a reason. When something happens, you have to look for a solution for it. So I know I'm not thinking like that enable will be easy or what, but already we have already realized that there's something what we missed. So it will be about us students to make more consultations. For example, there are some topics, when you go adding a class, it's like how your brain goes on boosting. You find like when you are in senior 2, they can teach you something and you don't understand. When you are promoted to senior 3, they repeat the same thing, you see, understanding it better. Then you ask yourself, then when I was in senior 2, why didn't I get this thing? It's like it's easy. So there are some topics we have skipped, but which I think like we have promoted to other classes. When you go back, you as a student, and you put much effort, at least you can capture something from there, then it helps you to go on with what they will have given you. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much. One more time, your name?
My name is Navasadan.
Navasadan. He is the head boy for St. Thomas Aquinas College, Kamwenge. In case you're joining us, we are on the Youth Talk Show, and we are still at St. Thomas Aquinas College, Kamwenge. It is a church-founded school that is located in Kamwenge in Chitonzi. You're a Muslim, eh?
I'm a Catholic.
You're putting on a mask with the Bismillah. When did it start in Catholics?
No, just for protection.
So you subscribe to Catholics and get protection in somewhere else. Okay, what's your name?
My name is Katsime Fiona from 6 Sciences, the school head girl.
Sciences are very hard to handle, especially you need to tackle almost everything to at least be suitable for exams. You have a few months to sit for USCE. How do you even feel?
Okay, I'm not feeling all that good, but I know, and with God's mercy, we shall make it. Because we are reading very hard, and our teachers are coming in class tackling every part for Form 5 and Form 6. So when the teacher comes in class, say he is teaching a topic, he tackles the part of Form 5, also the part of Form 6. Okay. Then afterwards, it's our responsibility to go and consult where we didn't understand. Okay. Yeah.
You have very many students, and the teachers look to be few. Who will consult and who will not consult?
The teachers are many.
Yeah. Now, you're the head girl for this school.
Yes.
And of course, you have those responsibilities to pray to make sure that your girls are in order. Then you happen to have missed Senior 5 content. You're in Senior 6, you want to still concentrate on Senior 6. How are you ready to do all those activities in just a few months remaining for you to sit USCE exams?
Okay, our school timetable is favorable for everybody. So if there is time for general cleaning, it is there for all. Okay. And if there is time for prep or winter or class, so it is there for all. So I don't fear that I will take control of general cleaning when I have to read. Okay. The time for reading is there, and it is very enough. Thank
you very much. She is, you said you're Fiona?
Katsime Fiona.
Yeah, Katsime Fiona. Thank you very much. Sadam Kulu. How are you?
I'm good.
How is your afternoon?
My afternoon is cool.
I had thought you were a teacher in school uniform because you're seated as if everything is done.
No, it's not like everything is done, but I don't have to be pressurized by outside environment.
Okay. So how is your situation? You were in lockdown. Did you access anything related to what you're studying?
Well, as far as reading materials are concerned, maybe either from WhatsApp and from the Ministry of Education, I would say it was less. But personally, I had to do my own research, and maybe knowing that I was a candidate, of course I had to mind about my own self. So Senior 4s are done, they are coming to Senior 5. Okay. Senior 6s are done, they are going to campus. Okay. So those 2 blank classes meant that we were going to go to the next class.
Let me first know, what's your role in the school, apart from being a student?
Well, I'm the school head prefect.
School head prefect. You have a lot to cover. You have a lot of boys. At least the enrollment for this school is very high. How will you manage those students, and you're still managing for your own future, and you have this limited time?
Well, it looks so perplexing and pressurizing, but it's up to me to make a very suitable timetable for the day. Okay. As soon as I wake up, so that I know today I'm handling this matter and this matter, so I cannot interrupt my time for reading. Okay. So that's why it is going to be of course quite hard, but we shall try so much.
Okay, you're ready for everything.
Yeah.
It is Voice of Kamwenge. Thank you very much for listening to the radio. You can be part of the show by joining us on Facebook. Our Facebook page is 87.9 FM VOK Radio. We are as well on Twitter. Yeah, you can visit us there at 879 VOK FM and give us your opinion. There was automatic promotion at all levels of education following the closure of schools for around 19-20 months. And looks like, some students are already candidates, and they need to have content for the previous classes, Senior 3 and Senior 5, and they have a few months to sit for their final exams. So you can give us your opinion. What do you think the ministry or schools should do so that abana baza kushitamira ebigezo byabo ebya Senior 4 na Senior 6 they have at least somewhere they have reached?